Taking out the trash. All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I would be back. All right. Let's get the show on the road. Okay. A little adjustment here and there. Magic there. All right. There we go. While that's loading up, I'm going to take that moment to thank you guys for taking a moment of your time, even in replay, to be here with this special family. Okay. This is not your ordinary YouTube channel. Okay. This is a family, and when you make it to the end of the show, you will indeed see how precious this family is and how precious you are to me. Okay. All right, so now we got that out of the way, let's get going. Here we are, August 19th, 2024. Yeah, we're that far. Whew. But here we go. I'll let that play for a second, and I'll let those with eyes that see take a peek before I start pointing stuff out, and we will indeed go through this frame by frame. So everybody get ready here. So let me catch this open frame, do a little slide job here. Boom. Missed by one. We can get rid of the music in the background there. And that too. That was Italy getting hit there. Okay, so hello, Marcia. Okay, here we are, 024, the opening frame of August 19th, 2024. Okay, I'm going to slide just a tad more. All right, get you guys as much frame as we can. So here we go. As we start marching forward, note that we have this spire coming off right here, and then your object coming out right next to it here. All sorts of other little things scattering here. Then you see this spread right here starting to grow. We have another little something come flying off of there. Some other little debris as well. Satellites, debris, whatever you want to call it. some of these objects don't necessarily fit the mold of, well, then out of that region comes our big event here. Boom. Here's an object you can clearly see. Let me go one more. No. Two more. Oops. Well, right there you can see the bigger object as well. There was one frame here. Look how it's hitting it and then splashing up and going over it. There's a little satellite maybe drawing stuff up over it too. But let me back up a little bit here. What happened? There we go. All right, here's a good shot because you can make out our circular bigger object, satellite, all these little satellites that have been splaying off and stuff. But you can see our spread going out, going down and around our bigger object right here. You can tell our flow, okay? Our flow symmetries and asymmetries. Stuff wants to go out, in all directions from the center point, but then you see stuff flow and then change direction, curve, and go around stuff. So your asymmetrical flow patterns and symmetrical flow patterns as well, the difference between them, your flow asymmetries. Okay. And you can come over here. I beg you, please come over here. Whoa. Is that a Mercedes? Come over here and play with this instrument. Look around. Zoom in on stuff. Don't just take it from me. You guys should be coming over here and checking this out every once in a while too. And this is NASA's instrument. I don't make this stuff up. I just report. Okay, I was told when I found where God showed me, and I'm like, hey, you got to report on this stuff. All right, there's your bigger object, right? Hiding back in there with a bunch of moons. Okay, can you see it? You know what's going to help actually is if we dim it. Okay. Yeah, that's good. We can go zoom in on that a little bit. I want to be back from it a little bit so you can see get your depth perception, so we can't go too close in on it. But right there should be pretty good. Well, give me this bar. I want to get it right to where you guys can see it, okay? Also, if we can't see our object, the plasma flow gives it away, okay? And so do all the little satellites accompanying it as well, okay? But you see this reach way out here and stuff coming out and curving and starting to go that way, all right? Don't really need to convince you guys. You can see. I'm not trying to convince you either. It's what's happening. I just report on it, like I said, okay? Whew. All right, so there's your event right there. Let me go ahead and just brighten back up a little bit for the rest of our report. Okay, hopefully you can see it there. If not, like I said, come over here, play with this instrument. Okay, and it moves on out of frame. You see this plasma arm coming out, bending, going straight, and then bending and going around it. See this bending, straight, and then bends into the sun. Okay, and that one has like 3 different little bends in it. If you don't believe me, let's go on in, because it's important you see that when you see light bending like this, that's what is a dead giveaway, all right? See how it comes out? This light beam was going to go this direction, out over here. But it just took a little, started going up this way, and then another, and goes up that way. Part of it's flaring off, but you can see the rest going up this way. Okay. Because, well, guess who's in the background there? With 2 eyes, a nose, and half a smile right there, if you can see that. All right, you can make out just barely the backside right around, or something right in here. Whoops. Oh, that's a shock wave going around it. That's like one of your damage rings spreading out and going around this thing. All right, let's pull back and continue on with our report. How's everybody doing out there tonight? You guys awfully quiet in the chat over here. What's going on? All right, that's okay. Now, let's move on over here to our solar ham here. Take a sip. You can see our solar flux indices in the red again. We're up 8 more points to 239. Okay, sunspot numbers 213. We're up 43. Okay, so everything's climbing. We're in the red and climbing, in the red and climbing, in the red and climbing. Okay, so a lot has changed just lately. So let's go ahead and pop this open really quick and just zoom into your sunspots. Okay. First, let's start over here with 3784, leaving the, just about to depart the limit right there. Okay. Meanwhile, there's 3794 right here. And then these ones down here, 3790, this whole complex right here, and 3792. See how they're kind of reaching out to each other and starting to combine right there? Then, kind of peek around the corner here. This 3796 kind of rotating into view now. 95, 96, this little patch right here, a plaque. See these plaques? So it's a plaque that's getting, well, more and more complex. These objects have magnetic fields. So when they interact with the sun's magnetic field, which is the corona, by the way, okay, the little dynamo, actually not little, the giant dynamo inside the sun is on such a grand scale that its magnetic field is so strong that it emits light. All right, that's the corona of the sun, is the sun's magnetic field, so strong that it emits light. Okay, it's not a thermonuclear explosion. Sorry, no oxygen in space for that. Oh, we need to stay at 200. My bad. Okay, so back out this way. Now we'll come on over and slide on down. So, and adjust. There's your GOES X-ray flux for today. Okay, you can see it was a little bumpy. You saw the activity, all the little satellites, all the little moons that accompany these bigger objects. They're almost like a solar system in themselves. Okay, it's a central bigger object with a bunch of satellites. They're all a bunch of dead cores. The core of a star with a bunch of cores of dead planets rotating around it or something. Okay, so they're all like stellar cores. Okay, that's for lack of a better term for most of them. Okay. Here you can see our bumpy ride, our M flare right here at the end, and then we go into tomorrow, and we're already seeing a little bit of activity right here. Would you guys like to take a little peek at this? Take a little peek into the future? You don't? You don't want to come over here and back out of this? And look, it's sitting right there, that open link. Really? I'll even refresh it and add every frame, and you still don't want to see it, huh? Well, tough. We're going to do it anyway. Oh dear. Maybe we shouldn't have, huh? All right. Well, as you can see, here's another big spread going on right here. And it's only 5 frames, so we're missing some data. But there's the first of 5. And we'll go marching through these really quick. Okay, you can see our spread going from here way out like this. You can already see something. A little satellite here. Moon. Well, just kind of leave it like that. Anyways, little black moon, little black satellite right here with plasma right in front of it. Meanwhile, you can see right back in here starting to grow. See this light coming out like this and then taking a different angle right there. It's not much. It's a slight difference in angle, but you can see it. Okay, so another one of these bigger objects right back here with a bunch of satellites with it. Okay, and that's going into the 20th. We just had one today, and now here's another one going already into tomorrow. And that's frame number 1. So let's go. Boom. Boom. We went from 48 to 125, but that's not too much of a jump. Meanwhile, you can see there's something going on scattering down here. Let me dim that a little bit. And zoom in on it just a tad bit. There's something going on down in here, either little satellites or cluster of them or whatever. But you can see our spread going from here. Whoa, now it's going from way up here. We might have something even bigger coming back behind it. I don't know. But you can see this original spread going way up like this, way down like that. Look at the curvature in this. See, this is curving. And our object's back here. You can almost make out the cusp of it right there, and a little satellite or a little planet like sticking up above it. Try to capture that really quick because it looks like, well, your curvature would be going, well, we zoomed in too much and lost it. Let's go back. All right. Anyways, you can already see another little event going on here. Okay, and then we boom. All right, so we'll find out we'll get a little more details on this tomorrow too. So already another little display going off into tomorrow already. Where's that? Okay. There we go. All right. So back to our solar ham. There's your little peek at tomorrow already, huh? Pretty crazy stuff that we're looking at, huh? But that's what's going on. Unfortunately, you're not going to get this from your media. They can't even talk about a politician, let alone something like this. So. And let's continue on. So our geomagnetic forecast for the next 3 days, all G0, that's good. I'll take that over any kind of geomagnetic storming. Excuse me. Meanwhile, X-flare potential 20%, flare potential 65. We had this M3.7, okay, that was this one right up here. So we had our M3.7, and then our KP index, kind of unsettled, here and there, but nothing too strong. So that's good. Okay, I'll take unsettled and in the green any day over any kind of geomagnetic storming. So let's pray that it stays this way. Let's pray that it stays stays this way up here too as well. Okay, for the next few days. Considering what just came off the sun today and going into tomorrow, 3 days out from here could change. All right. Whoops. Whoa. Go back. Well, we'll go to this one. Good enough. So, all right. So hopefully nice and clear. All right. Meanwhile, we beta gamma and growing. 3796 beta gamma and growing, and 3784 is beta gamma delta and growing as well. Okay, so we're gonna have to watch these 3 right here for right now. Okay, and as say an object closes in on it, it'll get stronger and stronger and or weaker as the magnetic field departs and the interaction between the two. All right, so ceases, then your sunspot kind of die down. All right, below is an updated look for visible solar disk. Solar activity during the past 24 hours remained at moderate levels, okay, with a number of C flares and occasional low-level M flares detected around various sunspot regions across the visible disk. ARs 37, 84, 90, and 96 are currently listed as the most likely sources of moderate M flares and low-level threat for major X flares. Okay, no Earth-directed eruptions were observed during the past few days, which is good. Take that anytime too. Walking Zinc, hello there. Good to see you back. All right, so what I want to do though is if we can get a little bit of this picture here. There we go. All right. So we just looked at the magnetic field setups of these on the earlier map. So here's our sunspot complexes kind of getting intense and growing and scattered all around. Now, that was August 17th. Let's do some lacking since we're lacking some tracking. And nothing really much on this. Just a little wave and then a dissipation right there, but not too much to look at. All right, that's good. I will take that any day of the week. What's this? Oh, that's going off to the backside. Something else I want to talk about is, let's pop this open as a display chart. Okay, this is looking down on the solar system from the top down. Okay, so you're looking at the top of the sun, you're looking at the top of the earth, looking down on the solar system, and then this is going out that way. An object passing this direction, making an orbit and going out, or making a pass this way, will connect with field lines out here. Boom, triggers that, but then the shockwave moves this way, but the said object can keep moving this way. Do you see what I'm saying? As it approaches, it crosses. Let's make this little black circle the field line where it arcs. So incoming, bing, it hits that, causes the arc, but then continues to travel this way. And then we don't think anything's coming. And our object with said radiation passes by us and we get an unexpected geomagnetic storm. Okay. Hopefully that's not the case, but this is a good example of what I want to talk about. This helps us. This is a good display so I can describe what I'm trying to describe to you. Anyways, here's your IMF line as well. Connects to that side of the sun over there, not straight on. So anything that's just about 3/4 of the way to the limb, sometimes we hook up with that, okay? Backing on out. Let's come over to spaceweather.com. You guys are holding on tight. Don't forget to breathe, okay? Everybody take a deep breath. Okay, sunspot numbers remain high. So far this month, average sunspot numbers are hovering between 200 and 250. If this continues for another 12 days, August 2024 will end up as the spottiest month in more than 20 years, rivaling the peak of old solar cycle 23. No mainstream forecasters predicted that solar cycle 25, the current cycle, would be so strong, but the sun has its own plans. Not the sun. God has his own plans for the sun. There we go. Anyways, waiting for the next SpaceX spiral. Pretty cool. Something else to kind of just think about. This is from a SpaceX fuel dump, all right? Imagine if we saw a bunch of ballistic missiles doing fuel dumps too. You see streaks going across the sky with spirals all over the place. It looked kind of crazy, huh? All right, you can come over here and enjoy the article, but imagine if a galaxy went zooming by. Instead of a black hole passing us, it's a galaxy that gets... That'd be pretty crazy, huh? All right, let's get into our, Schumann. Yeah. So we had some more grinding today, didn't we? We had pretty intense spiking going on. That was quite a blast there. Pressure built up. We saw all kinds of activity relieving pressure, and then we see a couple little small spikes grow, but then quickly dissipate, and then pretty smooth, a little bit, but I will take this kind of activity right here over this. All right, that's gnarly. And, a lot of side effects, pain, dizziness, confusion, irritability, so it messes with your emotions and stuff in the background, and is also an indication of pressure down below. And as you can see, we had a lot of pressure buildup and then a release, a tapering off. Pretty good taper off, release, slight little buildup, but quickly dealt with. Another one builds up, quickly dealt with, and then lately good continuity there. Okay, moving on. Okay, cool. All right, and you can see up here, just off the Kamchatka, is a big old storm brewing right there. Okay, so watch out, people up in there. Here we go. Couple of vortexes growing here. See those growing right there? That's new. Meanwhile, the thing's still parked off here. Been there for a while. Look at this current, or this ribbon effect. That's interesting. I'll come back to that later. And then this. Okay, the remnants of our hurricane still whipping up, kicking ass up there. We got this big old vortex growing between, well, Iceland and Ireland. Okay, storm hitting the coastline right up in there as well. But all in all, there's that. We're going to put that right about there and switch over to our sand. You guys are mighty quiet in the chat tonight. All right, so our sand plume, okay, you can see the breaks in between it right here. In fact, I'm going to take that wind off for a minute. All right, so there's your sand coming off of Africa, going across the Atlantic. It used to be this nice straight arm that came all the way out, but now it's getting anticyclonic or, reverse direction vortexes that are taking a lot of the sand and throwing it back into Africa, making breaks like this and a break like this in our sand plume. Okay, so we have the potential to grow hurricanes in these little breaks. All right, this sand has been quenching that hurricane production. Okay, then as we come over here, like I said, this area is in hot water. Okay, they better get up. They better start paying attention. Okay, major sandstorm going on over here, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, going across the entire Caspian Sea up into Iran, Iraq. Meanwhile, this one over the Gobi Desert has intensified. Okay, silica holds an electric charge, and these electromagnetic fields will, well, kind of give a static charge to the sand and not make it necessarily lighter than air, but lighter than normal. And with our increased wind activity because of storms, it kicks the sand up a lot easier, airborne, and it's on. Okay, that sandstorm been going since November of last year, all the way through the wintertime. Okay, and thankfully it's been saving our butts as far as, hurricane production. Whew. SO2. Okay, let's zoom on in here. Get her centered up. There's our country divided. As you can tell, if you saw the news tonight in the Democratic National Convention, there's either people with a brain or people without a brain. So, no, I'm joking. But check this out. It's definitely divided. Bleeding out on this side, just perforations in the crust. All right. Your real enemy is the mainstream media. Anyways, let's get on into our fire report. Okay. Bingo, because your mainstream media won't tell you that these fires up in Canada are being caused by SO2 emissions coming out of the ground. You see, this is the gas that surrounds the magma down below. And when it comes out of the ground, it comes out of the ground thousands and thousands of degrees. The gas is so hot itself, it causes spontaneous combustion of surrounding vegetation, and it's on. Okay, we've seen now trees that are burning from the inside out. Okay, they start on fire from underground. The roots catch on fire first, and they smolder for a long time in the dirt. Okay, until the root structure finally burns out. It's still pulling oxygen through the loose dirt and smoldering down there until it gets to the cone of the base of the tree and then creeps up into the middle of the tree and sets the middle of the tree on fire. That's happening too. Okay. By SO2 emissions, we have pressure from down below. Every time we take a solar blast, pressure increases, magma heats up and expands. Okay, it's metal too. It's just molten. Okay, so when it heats up, it expands and it wants to push on the underside of the crust and come out through the crust any way it can. And some of these perforations are so small that lava can't make it through, but the gas does. Okay, there's your fires. Okay, not too hard to figure out, really. It's not. It's just hard to swallow, is all. Okay, now as we come on down into Washington, Oregon, it's now crept from the Oregon area, creeping further south, this fire activity. Now, fires here in Oregon from our hotspot or from our SO2 spot. That one for sure. That one for sure. Look at this and above the Bay Area here. We're getting some fire, a little bit of fire activity in there. We'll have to watch that area. Everybody in this region, if you're around these fires, pay attention. You got a SO2 emission spot right there. And remember, it used to be this one spot over the bay. It's now this little cone. It's grown right in there. See what I'm saying? See what I mean, Vern? There's another spot up here blowing SO2. Meanwhile, our fire down here in Southern California, right there, SO2, it had crept down into Mexico. It looks like we've got a couple here in Mexico now again from this activity. It also was creeping east. Right there's a spot outside of Utah, outside of Salt Lake City here. Well, that's more by Wyoming, but okay. Now we'll take the fires off and continue. As we go down through, you can see Cuba. Smells like rotten eggs. Jamaica. Who knows what they're smoking there. A lot of SO2, though, coming out of that island. Okay. Meanwhile, coming on down through here, you see emissions coming out of northern South America. Come down through here, all these different individual sites. Okay. These are not just one plume blowing down the coast. These are all individual sites. Okay. And right in this area, we had a good density of them, but that's all gone. They disappeared after our big quake. Our big quake relieved a lot of pressure in there, and then now we're missing a lot of the SO2 emissions. Meanwhile, our Fulcrum Point one doing well, doing well, yes, and this one emitting well, and that one too. Our fifth one still holding tight. Okay, we come on down the coast, you see stronger emissions right there. All that relieves pressure, okay? It keeps the magnitudes down along this plate boundary system. Any weird faces today? I don't know. What the heck is that? Anyways, let's just get into Hawaii, shall we? All right, so good emissions coming out of Oahu right there. Better that we see that than the volcanic eruption at that island. Meanwhile, we can handle volcanic eruptions at this island. It's doing SO2 earthquake activity meantime, and so we're getting SO2 out of Maui as well. Now we want to come on over here and adjust for their time zone. And then, as you can see, China is they're going sulfur, okay? Lots of sulfur dioxide coming out of there. And this is making the ground loose in that area. They're going to have landslides, sinkholes, flooding. The flooding is off the hook. So when these perforations open up, the gas comes out, it juggles, loosens up sand in the little corridors that it uses to get to the surface. Then those little corridors get plugged up with water, with rain, floods that area and fills up those little holes. And then the next thing you know, it washes away. Those little tubes get bigger and bigger and bigger. These venting tubes that are coming up from down below are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to dissolve that country, literally dissolve it. They better pay attention and get on board. This is not a game. This is the real deal. This all could be stopped. They better, well, we all know what happens. Taiwan still doing its thing. Over here, still a lot of SO2 out of that. Actually, looking back at Taiwan, emissions have kind of changed. It's not so much. It's just mainly this little spot right here. There's some little bit, but there's that. Okay, Japan, Volcanic Island, they're having SO2 emissions as well. Meanwhile, up here, the Kamchatka, you can see one site, and that's it. Out of that whole peninsula, just the one site. So our volcano that's going off right there. Meanwhile, look at all this way up here by the top of the world. Okay, this is SO2, pushing out of the ground. We got all that heat anomalies going on up here as well. We pull back so you can get a better reference of where we're at. Okay, way up in Siberia. So no place is really exempt. The Gobi Desert, because it was ocean or sea basin, and the Sahara Desert. Otherwise, everybody else got this. Okay, now let's move on. We're going to do the ocean one, so everybody take a deep breath. There we go. And exhale now. All right. Now our guy is like playing the flute or something. I don't know, but our anomaly is kind of weakening out here. Seems to be. It's more concentrated, maybe just this little area, but all this area seems to be kind of fading. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that as well. I'd take that all day long. A little coal patch growing right here, just off of the Caribbean. Crazy. We got our new little hotspot coming off of South America here, right where we were having La Nina. Well, that might change now. It might be half boy, half girl. You know what I'm saying? El Nino, La Nina. It's a La Nino. Yeah. Anyways, let's get back over here. You can see our heat plumes taking this comma structure. Okay, the comma structure is coming back in. Also, you can see we have this finger that's come off. Reach in here. It's not really a finger. This is another venting site now, just off the coast of Oregon, Washington border up here. Okay. Our cold water inundation slowly getting shoved out of there. We need quake activity in the Juan de Fuca, like big time, relieve some of this pressure, or else there's going to be a cataclysmic quake out there. Meanwhile, you see cold water inundation still running the coastline here, trying its best to hold off these new little plumes that are focused right here, here. There's even a couple new ones down there too. So these encroaching little plumes right here have sprouted up now because we haven't had enough pressure release. Meanwhile, that's Tamumasi, the biggest volcano on the planet. All kinds of, heat being let loose on the ocean floor right there. Okay. You want to know why our ships are getting out of the area there? Maybe it's not for reasons that you think. Maybe it's because, something that we think over here at this channel. Okay. So all the way down the coast here, all around Japan now. This is where we had our big quake. It went from yellow to red, so a little reducing pressure there, but that won't last long. Look at Korea, South and North Korea, man. Here's our Taiwan, okay, our fulcrum point, and you can see this pressure out here is increased, and this little finger kind of reaching towards it. Hell is enlarging itself. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so as we come on down, this plume now growing in size and intensity. Here in our plate boundary system, we're getting a little leak right there off of this island right in there. Meanwhile, over here at Java, cold water because it's doing its. All right, now it's time for the wind. Everybody take a deep breath. Put the wind on and exhale. Okay. Now, our heat structures have caused, well, new air patterns, new weather structures. Okay, we have hot air off of hot water. Okay, cold air above cold water. When hot air rises, cold air rushes in to replace it and creates vortex, causes rotation. Okay, so here's our heat structure, and you can see our cold spot over here has now taken our conveyor belt system and dragged it out a little bit. Let me go right there. There we go. And stretched it out. It's more organized now. The thing I fear right now is this cold water patch and this hot creating this vortex right here. This vortex is peeling sand away and putting it right back into this, sending it back into Africa. We need those sand plumes to get caught up in this stuff, to get caught up in this mass right here, more so than in this and getting turned around. All right, so the fact that this conveyor belt structure, this broad band right here, is gaining organization and strength is kind of a good thing. Hopefully, it will demand more sand off of this and pull more sand into a linear fashion. So it goes in and, spreads all through this hot zone. We want sand all over that place, okay? We don't want little breaks in between. Because those breaks in between the sandstorms is where convection starts to, propagate when we get even, stronger thunderheads, and then we get our hurricane activity, okay? But this conveyor belt structure is because of our anomalies coming off of the ocean floor, causing heat anomalies in the water, causing heat anomalies in the air above it, so bad that those heat and cold anomalies are controlling our weather. No longer is it controlled by the lower and upper jet stream. Our weather is controlled by the perforations in the crust. See what I'm saying? See what I mean, Vern? So we're going to leave it right there for a second. I'll let you kind of eyeball around your patterns, your structure. You see cold spots, warm spots, all this kind of congruent with what's going on. Look up here, hot spot, cold spot. We have vorticity. Then also do the standard surface temperatures. Do you see how our heat plume out here has separated this yellow? There's yellow down here, cooler water down here. It should be green like there. So we're getting that warm water on our standard sea surface temperature map now. And we let go, watch the winds. They mold to this structure as well. All right, we come over here. We have the conveyor belt system comes in through here. Lately, it's been hooking and going right up through the middle part of the country. Some of this is being pulled across into the Pacific. These little vortexes are actually helping pull stuff across over here and keeping our flow that comes up like an uppercut, like a Tyson uppercut right up through the middle, keeping that flow at bay. In fact, look, we got a opposite flow coming down, pushing air down, cooler air down, keeping that warm air from getting up in there. All right. We don't want any kind of hurricanes getting in that water right there because they will intensify really quick. Meanwhile, you can see the heat in the water over here. You see our southern fetch coming out of the southern hemisphere, crossing the equator and going up into the northern hemisphere. Air coming from the southern equator into the north. All because of our hot spots out here. You see our weather pattern. We have a new hot spot here that is taking our flow for going across India, splitting it, taking it southern, going down. Probably starting to listen now. Meanwhile, the people that aren't listening, well, everything's coming back on them. You see this hot water, you see that hot water. This place is surrounded with hot water. They're in hot water. We could say that. You better get on board too. It's not a game. This is your life. Anyways, there's your thermal reports. We'll leave that one on. We'll take the wind off of it. We'll come over here and we're going to leave it right here by the Wanda Fuca as we go into our earthquake report. All right. So leave that there. Come on over to the USBS, a GS. And just pull on back here and get on over. Please, Lord. Nice and easy. To our deep quake region here at Fiji. Pretty quiet there. Look how quiet it is all through that area. No deep quake. No quakes up in this area. Oddly quiet. Meanwhile, our little deep spot right here. Sorry, it's taking so long. We have a 4.5 down at 137. Volcanic ridge right here down at 137. Guarantee you it's a earthquake at the base of a volcanic island. Meanwhile, our little weak spot up here where we had our bigger quake and residual quake swarm, our 4.9, what do we do with those? You know what? There's got to be a list that goes halfway around the world of 4.9. That's why, well, you know what we do here. Especially right there on the plate boundary. Just off of it, 4.8, little right there next to it. A couple little releases of energy at the surface. That's good. We need that, okay? Nothing at the focal point here. Nothing up at Taiwan. Bad news. And we come on up to the North Island of Japan. 4.7 down at 122. Okay. Now, up here at the Kamchatka. All right. 4.5 down at 36. 4.5 at 23. And a 4.7 at 38. We had quite a quake there, and it set off the two volcanoes, well, two vents on one volcano. Huge plume out of Platevskoy, or no, Shibaluz right there. Okay, so that was quite a blast yesterday. It really rattled those people, especially when you have a big old 7.0 and then all of a sudden the earthquake in the mountain next to you starts spewing lava. They probably thought it was the end of the world for a minute. Now, 4.6 up here. This would almost be a diverse quake, but we have this. Well, if we could have control of the map, Lord, please. Thank you. This whole structure, this lake is super deep, super old. Okay, it's been there for a long time. That's a actual fracture zone right there, going up through there. And right off of it, your 4.6 at the surface. That would almost be a diverse quake if it wasn't for this, well, for the topographics. Meanwhile, here we are, Fulcrum Point quake at India, 5.1 at a shallow depth. This is thicker crust right here. We don't see quakes at this shallow here. All our quakes in this region are usually down at 120, or 200. That's really shallow for this region. That's definitely a fulcrum point quake too. Wow, what's this spot now? Oh, there's another one. Well. 5.1 at 11 and a 5.1 at 15. Actually, yeah, they're different ones. Sometimes they get the same quake. All right, yeah, we're going to watch this area now. Oh, yeah, see the fulcrum come up here. There's multiple fulcrum points at this spot here, too. One there, one here, one over there. That one. The coyotes howling out there, another one there. Okay, so you can see totally clear. That was a fulcrum point quake, especially at that depth. I've never seen that shallow of a quake there in a long time. Ever, I don't think. Meanwhile, up here, the turkeys are still rocking with a 3.7. Maybe it was from that brawl that they had in Parliament that registered a 3.7 on the Richter scale. These guys better pull head out of butt too and figure this out real quick. It's only for their own good. Okay, a lot of quake activity still probably going along the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, just not really showing up on our map anymore. Let's go into Hawaii. Actually, we can just do America now, because look how quiet South America is. No fulcrum point quake, nothing on the boundary, nothing along the Cocos. It's real quiet around everywhere. Let me go ahead and just do all magnitude really quick for America. Yes, the coyotes are out there singing away. All right, inside Pacific Plate, 3.5 at a depth of 10 there. Little tiny microquake kind of going up through the volcanic chain. 3.6, basically same magnitude as the other one over here. Boom. Inside, still inside fulcrum, 3.1, just about that same magnitude again. Once the outside fulcrum, latest activity 2.4. 2.5. Okay, very quiet for this region, except for all of our inside Pacific Plate. It's inside the plate boundary. Boom. Boom. Those three matching threes right there. We need more activity here. Little, it's not enough. 1.8, 1.7, not enough. Now you see it backing up into here. Oh boy, this is going to get, these aren't big quakes, but you can see all this activity in this region now. Twos right there inside the bay. Right here we got, quaking at Mount Rainier, quaking at Mount St. Helens, quaking at this volcano as well. They're not big quakes. We're not going to get into magnitudes, but they are quakes on volcanoes, which is a sign of pressure down below, making its way up through the weak spots, through the perforations in the crust. All that pressure that's approaching here is starting to cause activity right along this chain. We need, you know what? I have a bad feeling. Okay, this point right here, let's get really nice and pretty like with it. Okay. Oh, Lord, easy on. Oh. Hurts to yawn. That's crazy. Jeremy Olson, welcome, bud. It's all good. you can always go see replay. You're never late here. We have all the time in the world. Okay. Not enough. Stuff pushing inland. 2.1 at Alder Springs there. Coming in for a landing here at our geysers. A little uptick in the amount of quake activity a little bit here. Nothing too bad, but 2.1 there. Recent is a 1.2. We need more of this. We need more of that relief of pressure right there. Coming on down. It does relieve pressure before it hits the Bay Area. There's 2.3 magnitude and 2.6 that kind of struck North Bay right there. Nothing through like the Hayward fault systems right through there, but plate boundary quake. Good. We're getting some boundary quakes here along the San Andreas. Yeah, good. Because this quake activity relieves pressure at the same time. So as we get into our little area down here, we're still seeing some good quaking at the very end of the valley here. A little micro quaking. This is awesome. We could continue with this all day long. We need more of that. It relieves pressure on a smaller scale, doing less damage, right? What's that? 2-point bodfish. Okay, this volcanic structure. Okay, just really quick. Still get this little activity out here in Nevada. Recent quake right here. This is a new spot. Santa Paula. Our other little spot was right there. Okay, this is where we had our bigger quake down here, Highland Park. Nothing much, but still showing signs that it's a weak spot. Okay, look at this right here. Right on the Marina del Rey. Well. Watch out there. Okay, so just kind of pulling back. Stuff kind of scattered around the city here. See this? It's not much, but it's just kind of all scattered around down there. See how all this boom, 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 all a bunch of little micro quaking all through this area. This region's kind of coming to life in a small magnitude way. Okay, don't trip out, but it's coming to life. This region right here is getting a little more active. And when we come over here, it's this area right here. Okay, so everybody in LA better be on, keep your head on a swivel. Pay attention to what the sun's doing. I would not be 2.3 remiss at paying attention down there in Southern California. And 2.3 is here, okay? Because the Juan de Fuca being the way it is, we could see bigger magnitude quakes, okay? Mike talks about San Diego and part of it kind of breaking off, falling into the sea. Well, nothing along this area, along the Craton today. But what I'm getting a little more concerned about is right there. Whoops. Okay, here's your point. See your little point right there. Is our fulcrum point right there. Okay, so you come out and then go, well, let's pull back just a little bit. Come out and go up like that. That's your Juan de Fuca plate. Then You come out, you can see the corner of it right here. You can see the corner of the Juan de Fuca right there. Look at that. You see this zigzag right there? Look at that. No way. And then right here is your hot spot. So you come out, go out. It's right here where this little fulcrum point is coming inward, I think. Yeah. See the fulcrum point kind of coming in right there? Um, I'm concerned about a bigger magnitude quake in this region now. Okay, you know all the hype about the Wanda Fuca, the big one or whatever out here. That potential is growing every day, isn't it? Okay, I'm not trying to be alarmist. I'm not trying to be like, oh, the sky's falling, sky's falling. No, it's more like the ocean's boiling, the ocean's boiling. Get the hell out of there. Get away from the coast, you guys. Expect a big earthquake with a pretty decent sized tsunami wiping out everything there that they were expecting. If we don't start seeing some kind of pressure release and earthquake activity, we're going to see a big one come out of there. If it's not a big earthquake, it'll be some kind of rupture out in the ocean. I don't know. That's getting kind of precarious there. Everybody pray for that region, all right? Pray for the people of the coastline here to wake up and okay. I'm not one to go sit there forecasting big quakes, but look at this. You have the potential right there to see our big quake, and down here in LA too. Everybody in LA, wake up. Get off your cell phone. The light turned green. You may step on the accelerator and drive. This whole area is about to rock. He talks about a chunk falling off and tipping sideways, kind of like in the movie almost. And you could see, well, here's this region right there and our quake activity growing in that area. Pray for people in that area. Okay, come on over. Quick stop off at Hawaii. Oh, yeah, it's going nuts. No quake swarming going on here. Let me just take a few magnitude readings. 3. Good. A couple of 3s there. Good. Good. What's that? 2.7. Another 2.7. Good. These aren't microquakes either. These are 3s and mid-range 2s. Yeah. A lot of pressure underneath there causing quake activity. You might see it's trying to blow. That thing is plugged up. There's your vent hole right there. This is the flank of this volcano. You can see pressure working its way up there. Somebody see that black cap right there? Somebody go pop the cap on that thing. I know, throw rocks through it. Some people, man. Here's one way up on the flank of this volcano as well. See, bigger volcano right on the flank. Latest magnitude check though, 2.4, so that's good. 3s and mid-range 2s coming out of the hub of the Pacific Rim. When pressure builds up, we see, activity around the rim on all the cracks of the broken eggshell, especially fulcrum points, and right in the center. Quick little magnitude check right here. 3.3, still a little high in that region. Usually mid-range 2s there. Okay. Yep, we're done. Now, let's move on here. Get rid of that one and this one. We need that for the weather. Oh, no, that's for the spiritual report. Now we can get rid of this. Go to that one. All right. let me get the volcano page pulled up. You guys are patient. Thank you for being so patient. You people on replay, you don't have to have patience. You can just fast forward through it. All right, up above there, 34 erupting and 31 in unrest is 65 volcanoes. That's crazy. If I'd have told you 7 years ago we'd had 65 volcanoes now, you would have said, Brian, you're crazy. Well, here we are, 65 volcanoes, and yes, I am still crazy about you. Shall we? Let's dance. Here, I'll lead. All right, Ducono. Doop, doop, doo, doo. Little red triangle. Oh, Dutch Sense dropped into N3 tonight and you had a good chat with him? Oh, good, good, good. I love Dutch. He's a good guy. All right. We agree on some stuff, not on everything, but I learned some stuff from him. And, well, let's just say I like Dutch. He's got some balls. Hard to find anymore. Ducono, 8,000 feet. White Island, New Zealand, 4,000 feet. Yeah, he's a good guy. Fuego, 15,000. Nevada del Ruiz, 20. Songay, 20. Sabancaya, 24. Okay, those are 20,000. Okay, those are huge blasts. To get that high, ooh, excuse me. Ow. Those are a lot of pressure to blow that high, and then 24,000. So 3 of them above 20,000 right there. 15's no slouch either. Okay, so pretty high blast there because, well, pressure blows them higher. The more pressure we have. Okay, let's get into today, which was now yesterday, because, well, time flies so fast at this channel. Here we are, Shibaloosh on the Kamchakna. That's the one, Shibaloosh. What did I say? The other one? I did. Anyway, 1,900 meters. This thing was 28,000 feet we read last night, right? And there were 2 different mountains that were blowing at the same time. A 7.0, and this goes off 2 vents at the same time. That's quite an event right there. A lot of pressure got relieved. Remember I showed you on the Schumann pressure spikes, or the spikes, and then they get relieved really fast? That's why. Ibu, 7,000. Luatobi, 10,000. Ducono, 8,000. White Island, low level at 4. Santa Guido, sporadic volcanic ash emissions. 15 out of Fuego. 22 out of Songay. 14 out of Reventador here at Ecuador. That's where we're seeing that heat plume coming off of South America at the equator, at the Ecuador. Okay, 14,000 feet. Sabancaya, 25. And then these lists. These lists of insanity. Do not look at these lists. They will desensitize you to thinking this is normal activity. Every single one on this is off the hook. Okay? 7 years ago, we had 1 volcano with a little lava that was bubbling, right? Nope, not no more. We got 64, 65 volcanoes on land. 2/3 of planet being underwater. Double this list. That would be 130. So 130 underwater volcanoes. 130 underwater, roughly. We're just doing a simple math average estimate. It's probably much more. Way much more. Okay. But we could just say 130 underwater plus the 65 would be 195. That's a lot of volcanoes going on. Wow. A lot of heat being produced from down below coming up to the surface. Why? Because we like you. MOUS. this now. Because of all the ash constantly going in the air, what goes up must come down. And it loves to grab little water droplets on the way down. Okay, it makes little water droplets. So all that ash is just making more rain. Okay, we have hotter oceans that are evaporating more water into the air. We have a higher concentration, a higher humidity level in our air because of all the water being evaporated into it. You add that to your particulates, and you got a nasty recipe for mass precipitation. Okay, you've just increased the size of your sponge, which holds the water, that would be your particulates in the air, and then you increase the size of the bucket that holds the water. So before you had a kitchen sponge and a cup of water. Now you have a 5-gallon bucket and a big old hefty car sponge for washing your car. When you pull that bigger sponge that holds more water out and you wring it out, well, you're going to get more than a cup. You're going to get gallons, all right? And that's what's changed. Making our weather very volatile, very unpredictable, hard to do forecasts because we also have the influence of the sun as well. So any kind of geomagnetic enhancement of storms throws this off as well. So a forecast only good for like 3 days out. Anything after that is really subject to change. Everything's subject to change, but after 3, it's, we got to find out what's coming off the sun. Are we going to be getting hit with the next flare on the 4th day? Because that would change all the weather patterns. Okay. So, current conditions, nighttime of the 19th. Brian, shut up and let's get going. Morning of the 20th, noon, convection, nighttime. 21, noon, convection, nighttime. 22, noon, convection, nighttime. 23, noon, convection, nighttime. So, not a bunch of severe weather now. That's good. Morning of the 24th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 25th, noon, convection, nighttime. 26, noon. Now, you see this pattern of, convection happening way up north here? That's way out there. Well, the 26th, 5 days still, 6 days still, so a little too far out for that. But continuing on through convection, the 26th, nighttime. Okay, so noon, and then again at night. Okay, so a double round. Morning still there. Okay, so that's the kind of activity I'm talking about. Now we go into the morning of the 28th, noon, convection, nighttime. 29, noon, convection, nighttime. Not too bad of a pattern that we're in here. Morning of the 30th, noon, convection, nighttime. 31, noon, convection, nighttime. 32. No, September 1st. August 32nd. That would be fun. Meantime, central Minnesota, you see that's kind of a target area sometimes. Morning of the September 1st. Come on now. Give me convection of August 32nd here. Nighttime of the 32nd. Okay. Morning of the 2nd, September 2nd. Severe storming in the morning. When you have warm, moist air coming up from the south, it's looking for cold air in order for it to have convection. Your cooler air, especially in the morning hours up here, okay? That's why you're seeing convection in morning hours. It's a different kind of convection. It's not thermal convection because of the sun. It's actually air mass convection when warm and cold collide. Noon, convection, nighttime. There's the 3rd, noon, convection, nighttime. There it goes. And then here comes something barreling up through but that's way out there. Okay, and that's all subject to change. A 962 low, that'd be a pretty good category 2. Oh boy. So let's pop on out of here because we're done with all this stuff. All right. We did our astrophysics, we did the geophysics. Now it's time for, we shouldn't even call it metaphysics because that makes it sound all new agey. So we'll just go with the spiritual report. How about that? Because people will take it the wrong way. They'll be like, metaphysics. That's what it is indeed. But it's got the bum rap of having that tag because of all the gurus and Hindus and all the hippies and gyppies and zippies. And come on now, give me the Google Photos page here. It's trying. There we go. Back when I had kids and a life. Metaphysics. Yes. The physics of your spirit. Okay. It's not chanting. It's not meditating. It's Christ. It's Jesus. Yep. The real thing. So we're going to get rid of the weather report. Oh, before we get into the reading in this really quick, we have an event here. All right, we're over here at World of Signs and one of my favorite channels. Come on over here. You guys will love them. Give them a like, okay? But what's happening here is the Agua volcano in Guatemala. Okay, I want you guys to take a peek at what happened. It's not erupting. It's having a plasma discharge. Okay, this is not lightning from ash coming out of the mountain. Wait, let me get this video played up just right here. It's well, I'll let you be the judge of it. That's from the top of the mountain up to the clouds. This is what I'm talking about. We get overcharged, and if we don't have volcanic eruptions or, earthquakes relieving pressure, the earth will emit plasma. We'll have plasma bursts coming out of volcanoes because they have all kinds of magma roiling down underneath them and it wants to get out. There's 2 different kinds of lightning, 3 different kinds. You got cloud to cloud, cloud to ground, ground to cloud. Anyways, this is different than your lightning that comes out of a volcanic eruption, okay? And the earth is so overcharged that we're having plasma discharges out of volcanic sites. Hang on, Bubba, let me get this really quick. Freeze frame that for a second there and dim it. Okay, you can see the mountain down here and just lightning coming right out of the tip of the mountain. Yeah. Now, there may have been a small volcanic, event going on right there, but just the venting of a little bit of ash or the unplugging of the volcano is almost like, well, uncapping the battery or something. You're opening up the electric current. You're allowing that current to reach out and find a connecting pole in the air or whatever's the opposite charge, being the clouds surrounding the area. So this is one of the effects that I was worried about, is seeing lightning coming out of the ground. I've showed you other things where people have been walking along and got struck in the head by lightning that came out of the ground. And that's another effect that we're going to have to possibly have to entertain here in the future is plasma discharge coming out of the ground. The ground being so electrically charged that you're walking around with your hair standing on end because the ground is so electrically charged from all the magma moving around down below. Moving magma creates a magnetic field. The magnetic field is electromagnetic, so it creates electricity too. So, sorry, I'm getting a little drowned out. I was in the background there trying to have a cigarette and a cat in the same time. All right. So plasma discharge is coming out of volcanoes as well, and long duration ones. You see how long that event was and how many lightning strikes there were? Imagine the thunder after 50 strikes like that. Just so you're talking lightning on a scale and thunder on a scale too. That would probably rattle the windows in your house. All right, so I think we're starting to see emissions, plasma discharge coming out of volcanic sites. All right. Now, that was it on that. Let's back to our spiritual report, okay? That was the one little trailer thing I had there. All right, so ever since September 10th of 2017, my life changed upside down, backward, forward, and of all things inside out. I used to, be a private person, just kept to myself. And now I'm forced to wear my heart on my sleeve and have all your nerve endings raw, exposed nerve endings. Kind of weird. Anyways, getting used to it now, though. So this is the event that happened on Easter, April 17th of 2020. Okay. This is a 2,000-year-old prophecy came true. Okay. On Easter, captured it. Oh, is Lizard Hunter here? No, he wasn't even around tonight. Yeah, I was going to show him the lizard. But anyways, we got this going on. And let me pull up some other images to read to you tonight. Blue moon. Funny. Blue moon. Blue supermoon. Are they talking about my avatar, or is that... Oh, that was tonight, the blue supermoon. That's right. Actually, I tried to get a little time lapse of it. We'll see how that turned out after. I gotta take a peek at it first. But a lot of stuff's happened since then over the last almost 7 years. September 10th will be 7 years. All right, let me get this pulled up here really quick. Please, a little cooperation here. What's going on? Oh, it is playing. I want back just a little further. I'm trying to get the video where it zooms in a little bit here. There we go. Okay. All these faces in the clouds that follow me everywhere I go. Okay. Back when I was a kid, it was UFOs. All right. I seen a silver disc, broad daylight when I was 4 years old, and nobody ever told me what a flying saucer or what a UFO was, but I instinctually knew what it was the moment I saw it. All right. And since then, I've been plagued with UFO activity in my life. All right. And now I know a lot of people don't believe in them, but that changes when you see one. Let me tell you, your whole perspective on life changes when you see the real thing. Okay. So having been plagued with that my whole life, this activity of faces in the sky now following me was different, but it wasn't too outside the scope. You see what I'm saying? I was like, well, I've always had these UFOs. I guess faces in the clouds have always been there too, or whatever. But here we are. It's making my face in the clouds now, and you can make out a crown here, kind of in the etherical. But what's the most important part is it's being projected by Jesus's heart right here. Okay. All right. Everything in the universe comes from that right there. All right. So, when you seek my face, you find the heart of Jesus, don't you? Understand how this image works? When you seek my face and you find my face coming in the clouds with power and great glory, just like my face in the clouds coming with power and great glory. Okay, it's happened more than once, all right? So here it is again with the crown. This is the first time. But when you seek my face and you see me coming in the clouds of power and great glory, you will find the heart of Jesus. Okay? It's because of who I am. It's about time the world gets on board and figures this out. I have been spelling it out nice and gently for a long, long time now. And it's not a joke. It's not like I'm over here playing games saying, hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. No. The world better wake up real quick and pay attention. Now, what else we got here? I got to get rid of this instrument. We had one more instrument. That was just blocking stuff. Okay, and then we'll pull up another image to read too, because this one happens to be my face in the sky as well. But we're going to check out this video really quick because it's important that you understand people's testimony. When people go and buy a special camera with a special zoom to capture this, that tells you one thing: the fear in the man's voice, the words that are spoke. I dissect every little detail. You need to pay attention to the man's testimony as well as what he captured. Okay, we're just going to do full screen here, and let me play that. Oops, volume.
Instagram account, I post several interesting videos, and lately a lot of people have been emailing me like, James, have you seen that face on the moon? And I'm like, what face on the moon? I've never seen a face on the moon.
I have night vision goggles.
I started investigating, going after this face on the moon thing. I think I misunderstood it in the beginning. But then I found the video and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? So let's just check this out. Let's take a look at this.
It is February 28th, 29th.
Okay. It's February 29th, 2024. Anybody recognize what 29th is? February 29th. Something about that day. What is about that day, February 29th? Anybody know? It only happens once every 4 years. It's leap day. It's a special day that only happens once every 4 years. At the very time, this timestamp 1:11 a.m. was the same time we were doing our reading. So this night, at this time, I was reading to you guys with the lamp on my face, much like, well,
I've got me a better quality camera to catch this thing in the sky. And holy moly, I am scared. I'm scared, but I'm not going to trip because I've been catching this thing for a while now. It's very ominous. There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. It's a huge face.
What is that?
Looking right down on us. Let's see if I can zoom in.
Oh, come on now.
Brighter. There he is.
Okay, this is out by the moon. It's not a cloud bank with the moon behind it. He got a special camera to zoom all the way out to the moon. There's a little bit more here.
There's the moon. Oh, I lost it. There it is. Let's see if I can get a better picture. It is February 28th, 29th, 28th, 29th. I have got me a better quality camera to catch this thing in the sky. And holy moly, I am scared. I'm scared, but I'm not going to trip because I've been catching this thing for a while now.
Been catching this thing for a while now. Went and bought a better camera so he can get a real good shot of it.
It's very ominous. There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. It's a huge face.
What is that?
Looking right down on us. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit brighter.
Okay, that's the video of it. We're going to come back and just kind of get the still frame from it that's been kind of filtered a little bit so you can see it better. Mr. MBB cleaned it up a little bit better here so we can see it that a little more detailed there. Okay. And dang, that's my face again. I recognize my face. You know, every once in a while I got to look in the mirror to shave, you know, just to make sure I'm not all scruffy looking or whatever. I don't spend all day in the mirror, but I do recognize my own face. And that's what's kind of disturbing is when you recognize your face in the clouds, you recognize your face out by the moon, you have Mary and angels showing up in your house, you have all kinds of paranormal activity happening to you because of who you are, okay? It's because of who I am. Now, let's see here. Let me get the light going here. I'm getting ready for some reading. Let me try it on this side over here, maybe. Try not to blind the camera too much there. It's really kind of... I don't know. Is it gonna work? I think. Yep. Same face. Real person. It's me. Okay. Boom. Boom. In my Hawaiian shirt tonight, by the way. Feeling a little Hawaiian. All right. And that's me looking down with a book light shining on my face while I'm reading to you guys. Captured at the same time we were doing this process on leap night. Got some stuff for you guys here. We see a lot of disturbing things happening in this world. A lot of strange activity, okay? It can make you anxious. If you don't understand what's going on, if you aren't well versed with the Bible and you don't have a good relationship, you're going to be fractured. You're going to have some problems, all right? But those who have found it and have practiced some of these disciplines that I've been talking about, well, you're kind of waiting, right? I'm here, but you're still waiting. So while you wait with me, I work on renewing your mind. Okay? We still got a little bit of time left. We're not done quite yet. So while you wait with me, I'm here now. Okay? While you wait with me, I work on renewing your mind. We're working on the salvage work. Okay? I'm showing you new ways of looking at life. There are no mistakes. Those are opportunities. Okay? I am showing you a new way of thinking. I am renewing your mind. Okay? So, we're waiting. Just wait patiently. While you wait with me, I work on renewing your mind. Now, as the light of my presence shines into your mind, darkness flees and deception is unmasked, isn't it? when the light of my presence, that means when you accept the fact that I am who I am and that I am back and I am here right now, when you accept that fact, the light of my presence shines into your mind. All of a sudden, your mind is renewed. You're like, whoa, it's really real. Yeah, it's really real. And your mind is renewed. My presence shines into your mind. And then the darkness in your mind flees. And all of a sudden, the deception is unmasked. Isn't it? Boy, is it unmasked. Now, there are many services where old thought patterns try to hide, or crevices, sorry. Okay, they're little spots still in your head, in your mind, in your spirit. They're little crevices where old thought patterns try to hide. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Every day, we're going through those old thought patterns and we're trying to clean them out, right? And we're trying to do our salvage work. So your old thought patterns pop in there all the time because that's the way you were raised. That's the way you were conditioned and programmed like a robot. Okay? So in those crevices, they're way down in there, you still have those old patterns. Okay? My spirit can search out and destroy those patterns, those old thought patterns. Okay? My spirit reaches into you. It searches out and destroys those bad thought patterns. Doesn't it? My spirit, it does. It just seek and destroy the enemies that are those thought patterns in your head, okay? And the Holy Spirit inside you awaits your cooperation. Now, habitual ways of thinking do not die easily. When the Spirit's light illuminates a hurtful thought, capture it by writing it down, okay? All of a sudden you have a hurtful thought and you're aware, oh, that's one of those hurtful thoughts he was talking about. Don't forget what it was. Write it down. Capture it, write it down so you know what that hurtful thought was, that old thought pattern, right? When you've recognized it, that hurtful thought, you write it down and then bring it to me so we can examine it together. Okay? Bring it to me. We examine it together. You and me together. Okay? Then I will help you identify the distortions and replace them with biblical truth. Not just, a bunch of factoids or blah, blah, blah. No. I help you identify the distortions in your life and I replace them with biblical truth. Don't I? Yeah, I do. So, the more you focus on me and my word, the more you can break free from painful, irrational thoughts. Okay, I suffer with them too. They're painful. They're irrational. And I have to do this work myself every day. I go to the Word all the time. I'm constantly praying, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. I'll have to say that 5-10 times really intensely until it really starts to sink in, right? But you do that, that's more focus on me. That's more focus on my word, right? So the more you focus on me and my word, the more you break free from the painful, irrational thoughts. I'm trying to clean that out. I'm trying to renew your mind. You don't need those painful, irrational thoughts. Give them to me. Let go of that shit. Quit picking up rocks and throwing them in a backpack. Give me that backpack. I'm the one that carries the rocks. The more you focus on me and my word, the more you break free from painful, irrational thoughts. So important that you guys grasp that concept. It's a concept. You need to grasp it. If you don't understand how that works, you just keep working on it, okay? The more you focus on me and my word, the more you break free It's proportional too. If you forget and you only spend a little bit of time, well, you're not as free from that pain. But the more you focus on me, the more free you are. It's proportional. Okay, your painful, irrational thoughts now usually have their roots in distressing experiences that wounded you, so the distortions are deeply etched into your brain. Those are the ones I'm working on. That's what I'm here for, is those deeply etched into your brain, distressing experiences. You're wounded. You don't know it, but you're wounded. You have distressing experiences because you're wounded, and the distortions that what happened to you is deeply etched into your brain. I know it is. Now, you may need to recapture the same thought multiple times before you can gain mastery over it. But all that effort leads to a marvelous result: increased ability to live freely and enjoy my presence. There is a goal in all of this. I just said it. I hope you guys heard it. You want marvelous results. Okay, we're looking for results. I don't just offer a bunch of smoke and mirrors and hooey gooey. I produce results. And they're not just regular results, they are marvelous results. They increase your ability to live freely and enjoy my presence. Now, it's hard. You have to work at it. You have to recapture the same thought multiple times before you can gain mastery over it. All right, you're trying to master your own thoughts here, because you got other outside influences that are demonic forces that are influencing your thought patterns. And you rely on those old thought patterns. We got to break you free from that. You want to be free, right? You want to live freely? Do you want to enjoy my presence? Well, you need to gain mastery over recapturing the same thought multiple times. And that would be praying to me or praying to Jesus, taking a break. You have to work at it. It doesn't just happen easily. You have to work at it. So that's what you're doing while you wait with me. You're working on gaining mastery over your distressing experiences. You're gaining mastery over the distortions that are etched into your brain. You're gaining mastery by focusing on me and my word. You're gaining mastery and you're breaking free from painful, irrational thoughts. But you may need to recapture those painful thoughts multiple times before you can gain mastery over them. Understand how that works? Yeah, that's fine. But all that effort leads to a marvelous result: increased ability to live freely and enjoy my presence. Oh, I love it when that happens. Also, when you pray, oh, good night. Have a nice night, you guys. Thanks for coming by. Just to let you know, your prayers are not cries in the dark. They rise to my kingdom of glorious light. Yes, my kingdom of glorious light. You know, this kingdom up here in the clouds full of glorious light. It's okay. I get that all the time. I am so used to non-believers, that stuff does not faze me anymore. You will figure it out and you will be back and you will still have your same seat at the table, by the way. Pretty cool how I work, huh? Back to the people who are serious. I want you to know that your prayers are not cries in the dark. They rise to my kingdom of glorious light. Call to me, and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things. Do I show you great and mighty things already here? Am I showing you some great and mighty things? There's only one person who can show you these great and mighty things, by the way. Did you ever put two and two together? Did you ever figure out that these miracles right here, there's only one person, only one entity throughout the entire annals of all time and across the universe that can show you a real miracle? That would be me. And I'm doing it. I'm showing you real miracles, aren't I? You're getting caught up with me in the clouds. And we are working on our salvation. We have to salvage a day in order to bring that light into others. You cannot reflect my light when you're in a terrible mood, right? And I want you to know, when you pray, your prayers are not cries in the dark. Okay, call to me. I will answer you. I will show you great and mighty things. I already have. What the hell are you looking at? Are you looking at this or not? Good. Because those are the great and mighty things that I'm talking about that I show you. You're looking at them right now. And mankind has long been plagued with eyes that do not see, ears that do not hear what is important. You don't see what's important. You don't hear what's important. All you're stuck in is your head. So we have to break you free from that. People often fail to perceive the most obvious things. Mankind has been plagued with eyes that do not see, ears that do not hear. People often fail to perceive the most obvious thing. Can you see this face in the clouds? Can you see it or not? I mean, you tilt your head to the right, it helps, but it's not just clouds. It's not pareidolia. It's happened on Easter. You guys need to wrap your head around that, okay? Because mankind has long been plagued with eyes that do not see. People fail to perceive the most obvious things. I can perform miracles before their very eyes, yet they only see mundane occurrences. Did that just happen in my chat right now? Did I perform a miracle before their very eyes, yet they only heard mundane occurrences or labeled them as a coincidence? Somebody just did that, didn't they? I'm used to that. I do perform miracles before your very eyes. Do you see mundane occurrences? Do you label these coincidences? Because only the eyes of your heart can perceive spiritual realities. Only the eyes of your heart can perceive spiritual realities. Only the eyes of your heart can perceive spiritual reality. This is more real than your existence here on earth. You're in a stupid little Matrix movie. The spiritual realm lasts forever. Your life is but a mouse fart in the annals of time. This lasts forever. This earth is a split second. Only the eyes of your heart can perceive the spiritual realities. I perform miracles before your very eyes, yet some of you only see mundane occurrences. Some of you label them as coincidences, don't you? That's okay. I'm used to it. Been around this block. This ain't my first rodeo. Okay? Now, all that said, I delight in people who have a teachable attitude. When you come to me, eager to learn great things which you do not know, I rejoice. A good teacher takes pleasure in a student who puts forth extra effort to discover new things. So I am pleased with your desire to learn wondrous things from me. Your openness to my teaching helps you understand the hope to which I have called you, the riches of my glorious inheritance in which you share. Do you want to share in them? You could click away from this and leave. You could not share in them, or you could hang out and share. Your openness to my teaching helps you. It's not helping me. I do this to help you. I delight in people who have a teachable attitude. Somebody who's not a know-it-all. Oh, I already know all this, I know all that. No, you don't. You don't know anything. I delight in people who have a teachable attitude, and when you come to me eager to learn the great things which you do not know, I rejoice. Because a good teacher takes pleasure in a student who puts forth extra effort to discover true things. I am pleased with your desire to learn wondrous things from me. Your openness to my teaching helps you understand the hope to which I have called you. There is hope in that image. There is hope in my voice. There is hope. Even in this dark world, I provide hope, don't I? The riches of my glorious inheritance are yours if you want them. You can look forward to living with me in the holy city, where the glory of God provides the light. For what? Where what provides the light? The glory of God? All right, I'm going to close with one last thing here. I want you guys to wrap your heads around this. I want you to ponder this for the rest of the day until we meet again. As this world grows increasingly dark, remember that you are the light of the world. You're reflecting me. You then are the light of the world. Don't waste energy lamenting bad things over which you have no control. Like people in the chat room, okay? Pray about these matters, but refuse to let them haunt your thoughts. Instead, focus your energies on doing what you can do to brighten the place where I've put you. Use your time, talents, and resources to push back against the darkness. Shine my light into the world. I am the true light that does shine on in the darkness. The moon shines on in the darkness. My face right next to it, shining on in the darkness. I am the true light that shines on in the darkness. You are the light of the world. Even in the most terrible conditions, you still are the light of the world. I still am the true light that shines on you in the darkness. So your light originates in me and reflects from you. I have called you to reflect my glory. You guys you up for it? Anybody up for it? We got any good guys left in this country? Good guys, good gals? Or has everybody gone to the bad side? I have called you to reflect my glory, just like this image. Your face can shine just like that into other people's lives. And you do this most effectively by becoming more and more fully the one I designed you to be. So spend ample time seeking my face. Focusing on my presence and my word helps you to grow in grace and discern my will. Your time spent with me here at this show nourishes your soul. Your time spent with me nourishes your soul, doesn't it? It provides comfort and encouragement, doesn't it? That's why we're here. That's why we do this part of the show, is so I can bring comfort, encouragement. I nourish your soul. You grow in grace and discern my will. You start to figure out what's going on and discern my will. Now you're focusing on my presence and my word, and that helps you grow. While you wait with me, we're doing work. I'm renewing your mind. You're learning the art of salvation. You're salvaging your day and then helping somebody else salvage their day. You're bringing my light into their life. And you guys are doing awesome. You really are. You guys are doing awesome. Even when you think you're not, you still are. Okay, you're overcoming stuff. It's like if you weren't being tried right now and not overcoming anything, well, you would be unprepared for the future events, wouldn't you? But you are already got a head start on everybody. You know what this is about. You understand that some days go south, and you can't just sit in that spot all day and wallow in it. You have to pull yourself back up out of that depression, out of that funk. Grab your bootstrings, pull them up, and start marching forward. There's still some stuff that needs to unfold still. You can see the time frame that we're in. So while you wait, I work on renewing your mind. Renewing it. Not programming you with like the mainstream media to think like a savage. This is the good guys. Okay. It's so funny. Why would you want to not believe in this? Ask yourself that. For those of you who have already found me in the clouds, you're caught up with me in the clouds. We meet in the air every night. We're family. So you've picked up on what's going on here. Okay. You are indeed family, so you understand this part of the show. But imagine knowing what you know now and then trying to unknow it and go, oh, nope, that was all fake. What happens to your life when you try to deny this? What happens when you try to deny this? For some of you who have accepted this, I dare you to try to deny it because something weird happens. You go, whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. I can't imagine living without this. That's where you should be. You should be at that stage now where can't live without this. This little part of the show, it's not to draw views. It's not for likes. It's for you. So you'll understand. Okay, I've been through hell and back, all right? Took lots of notes along the way. This is all from experience. Okay? People call themselves an expert in this and an expert in that, and I'm an expert in this, except they have no experience. Thus, the root word of expert being experience, you cannot be an expert at anything if you do not have experience at it. Well, I'm going on 7 years of brutal pain, exhaustion, sleep deprivation, all kinds of great, wonderful things. I'm not going to complain, but I have experience. I'm showing you some of the things that I deal with. You're getting a peek into my world. Okay? I know you. You are getting to know me. All right? We're building a relationship here. This isn't religion. This isn't a cult. I am your father, and we are building a relationship. Okay? And you're lucky that we found each other. I'm still hunting people, searching, trying to gather the whole flock, get them over here so we can all meet in the air and get caught up with me in the clouds. Okay? That way you know. Now your faith is complete. I complete your faith. Now you know your answer, your prayers do not go unheard. And for the folks that don't understand yet, that's fine. Just keep coming back. It's baby steps. Ask some of the people that started this process. It didn't just, some people figured it out on the first try, but other people, it took increments, not baby steps, but steps. Each step in this process is giant steps. So there are no baby steps in this process, but it's incrementation for some. Others grab it right away. Okay? The more you trust me, the more peace you get out of it. It's proportional. If you still doubt me, well, then you're not going to get that full peace. You're not going to get that courage, encouragement, comfort, peace, sanity that comes, all the great things that come with this. Everything comes with this, really. And you have nothing to lose. Okay? Boy, it's really hard to discuss this one last subject here, and I got to address it very carefully. So help me, Lord. Speak through me real quick here while we address the word blasphemy. Okay? Now, what happened to Jesus when he actually showed up and they accused him of blasphemy? But he was telling the truth, wasn't he? So, it's not blasphemy when you're telling the truth, because I am the truth. This is the truth. I am the way. I am showing you the way. I am the life. You guys are now alive. Before, you were dead in Christ. Okay? You had faith. You weren't dead in the ground, but you were dead in the spirit. Your spirit is alive now, isn't it? You got fire in you now, don't you? Because you know that you're part of something special. Extremely importantly special. More important than any riches on this planet. You hit the lottery. You did. You hit the lottery. The spiritual lottery. I'm just thankful for your time, you guys. You know, I went through years and years and years and years of jails, courts, penitentiaries, not penitentiaries, but jails, courts, institutions, we'll call them. Okay? All because somebody wouldn't take 5 minutes. It wasn't until I finally got one doctor who, I'm not going to entertain your delusions of grandeur. Excuse me? These aren't delusions of grandeur. I'm the badass motherfucker that comes along and straightens out your life. That's who I am. And I straighten out those cops' lives. I straighten out the doctors' lives. And I help everybody I encounter. I do. Just my mere presence, I help everyone I encounter, whether they like me or not. And I just keep moving forward. You guys try to be role models similar to that, you will find freedom and peace in your life. Okay? I found this through experience. And now I'm giving you valuable knowledge. See, my children die because of lack of knowledge. We're dead inside because they don't have this knowledge. They're dead inside. They don't have this knowledge. My children who have this knowledge are not dead inside. They are more alive now, aren't you? You are living vibrantly and fully now, aren't you? Your circumstances no longer control your life. You're able to overcome your circumstances and stay positive. You bring that light into other people's lives. You are truly a spiritual warrior. When I went through this process, a couple of Marines with me, and they couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. This is hard work. This isn't going to combat. You take orders from somebody and they tell you point and shoot, and you point and shoot. Trying to do this work, way harder. Way harder. Okay? So, you guys are taking on something that most Marines can't accomplish. All right? You guys are indeed true spiritual warriors. Do not let this media and this circus show get you down. Okay? It's all part of the show. Don't let it get you down. I'm in control here. Okay? I'm in control of everything. You are indeed caught up with me in the clouds. I can't come over and give you a big hug right now because I'm kind of incapacitated. I can barely move. All right? But I like to meet with my family. And the only way I can meet with my family is in the air of cyberspace. That means like streaming live on YouTube. If you can stream live on YouTube, why can't God? Yeah. See, this whole platform was set up so I could do this, so I could be here, go live, meet my family in the air so they could get caught up with me in the clouds. And then we do our salvation work, our salvage work. Okay? You guys are indeed children of God. Okay? If you choose to be. It's decisions up to you. Okay? I just put this stuff out there. It's up to you. Make your decision to make your choice. Okay? Try trusting just for a second and see what happens. Miracles, magic things happen in your life. I mean, magic by magical type, not black magic. Okay? Don't. Everybody's so weird about that stuff. Magical things, miraculous things start happening in your life when you believe and you trust. Okay? It wasn't until I got a doctor to finally give me 5 minutes of his time that he actually saw this stuff and went, what? It's real? And I said, yeah, it's real. I said, what you put me through the last 6 years trying to tell me that I'm crazy. No, doc, I'm the one who's sane. You're the one who's stuck in the world. You're the crazy one, doc. Boy, did he, he swallowed hard that day. Okay? I love you guys. You're awesome. Thank you for your time. We are indeed building that relationship. And have comfort in that too, that everybody else is falling for religion and they're saying it's a relationship, not religion. They're right. It is a relationship, not religion. You are the ones who are building the relationship. Many are called, but few are chosen. Just like the Marines. You guys are spiritual Marines. You're tougher than nails. You guys see this stuff right here. This is disturbing. Most people can't accept this kind of information because that means you're going to die. Oh my God. They immediately jump to that. This overcomes all your circumstances. Okay. The real thing happening right now. Okay. And you are truly part of a precious family. A precious family. Yes, you are. Okay. I love you all. I want to thank Jimmy and Angel Wings and Jeremy and a couple of the people that were here tonight. Where'd you go? Clear at the front. Rosemary. Yes. And Misty Terry. Okay. Well, yeah, I know. I saw that. And user BZS guys 694I. Can't you guys just make a regular name? Watkins Inc. Thank you for being here. EM Real. Good job, you guys. Thanks for making it this far into the show. I love you guys. Really, I do. You see this heart right here? Whoops. Right here. Right here. There. You guys. That's a real deal right there. That's the real love. Where do you think love came? Things you love your pets, you love your kids, you love. So it came from somewhere. That emotion. Let's see science explain where love came from, right? They can't, but I can. I can show you where it comes from. I can physically show you where it comes from, right there, captured in the clouds. Okay, that's the real deal. That's, you guys should take comfort in that. Okay, it should bring courage, peace, and comfort, knowing that I am back. I told you I would be back. I am a man of my word. I had to sacrifice my status, my life as upstanding citizen in society. Now I'm, well, people would consider. Been through a lot, you guys. All because I love you, okay? And I'm just so happy for the people who get this, all right? If you don't get it and you think it's all a joke, well, I'm sorry you missed out on my gift, all right? I give this gift freely. I'm not monetized. I could be selling these images for millions to billions of dollars. That one page right there. But I don't. This is a gift I give to you guys freely. It's your foundation. It's your rock. Something you can fall back on and something you can build on. All right? You are indeed, well, kind of, even though the word rapture is not in the Bible, you are caught up with me in the clouds. We met in the air for space. So technically, you're complete now. I complete. I finish your faith. And how do you finish faith? Well, now you know. There's no more second guessing. Okay? So quit second guessing. No. Understand. I'm a good old boy, never meaning no harm. I beat all you ever saw. I've been in trouble with the law since the day I was born. Okay? All those songs are written about me. And I'm here. And I love you. Okay? That's it for tonight. Here, where's the heart one more time? I love you guys, all right? I miss you, and until my next show, I will be back. I am already back. Hello, headlines. Major headlines. He's returned. All this war and stuff could end in a heartbeat. All this stuff, if these leaders would recognize and sit down and listen to me, I could heal their nations. I could bring all this nightmare to an end, but well, you got to recognize first. And you all, and until my next, I will be back. I am already back.